there are 3 of them here. And then you go to much more modern solid state technology. And then we have in the middle, we have another conglomeration of valves. They're hidden from view here. You can see them from the back, I think. And so we have a valve receiver. And then on my left, your right, we have a completely solid state direct conversion receiver plus transmitter. So what an array of equipment. And of course, in addition, we have a device, an electronic device for testing capacitor leakage. So these are the sorts of things, of course, which keep the hobby going. And there's so much interest in building this sort of equipment, I think. To me, it's the essence of amateur radio. When I look at Radcom these days, I do despair a little bit, because there are just pages and pages and pages of amazing adverts with price tags this big on all these fancy boxes. And I think, is this really what amateur radio is all about? I go back to some of my old Radcoms, the radio, the bulletin as it was, the RSTV bulletin, way back, and I still have many of them. And there you see what, to me, was the essence of amateur radio. Every page was a big chunk of equipment designed and built by some radio amateur. So the hobby has moved a long way. It's therefore very good to see home brewing still going, as well as I'm seeing it here tonight. So I've enjoyed it. Of course, at the end, one has to make a decision and decide which is the winner. And, you know, when I look at this, it is a wonderful example of electronics, beautifully housed in 2 extremely nice boxes. The quality of the wiring of the circuitry is faultless. The array of meters is extremely impressive. I don't think I've seen either a transmitter or a power supply with as many meters as I'm seeing here. So everything that could be measured is being measured. So I have to come down, in the end, having looked at each one of these, read the literature, seen what it was about, in some cases being able to have a look at the circuit diagram, which always adds to the interest from my point of view, is to look at the actual electronic circuit. And the presentation that accompanied this tribute to the 807, 60-watt AM transmitter, an 807 in the final, modulated by 2 807s, which would easily have driven an 813, as the information tells me. I have to give this the first prize. I think it's a wonderful example of homebrew electronics, radio electronics, from an age perhaps that many modern amateurs wouldn't recognize. I mean, they wouldn't have seen what these glass things are. But to those of us who've been around for a while, there's some wonderful elements of important amateur radio going back 50, 60 years in here. Wonderfully put together. I would just love to see it operating and have a word into the microphone and listen to the quality of the audio and so on. So my congratulations to whoever it is who built the power supply plus the 60-watt transmitter. That's my first choice, number 1. And I'm not going to rank the others because I think they are all exceptional in their own way. As I said, they indicate a spread of the technology, and each one is a very creditable piece of work. But this one has to get the prize. So, that's how I see it.
Well, thank you, Brian. Unfortunately, the man who built that's not with us tonight because he's due in the counters tomorrow for a minor op, so he's had to be isolating himself.
Yes.
So he wasn't able to be with us tonight, but I'm sure he'll be delighted with the result. Thanks very much.
Well, seeing I've been captured on video saying what I said, he'll
Well,
get it on the horse's
the
back.
video is at Dave's request because he would like to have seen what you had to say. So
Yes,
it was at his
well, it's
request.
extremely
that
impressive.
video did, but,
It really is.
Is it worth for the camera just summarising what each piece of equipment is, and I'll just zoom in on it. Maybe start at that far end. What is this one on the end here? Who made this?
On the far left, it's,
Yeah, far right.
yes, you're right. It's
Yeah.
the direct conversion receiver and transmitter, 80 metres.
Okie dokie. And this one here?
And that's a capacitance tester, leakage.
Right,
And then you have a superhead receiver,
right.
valves.
Very
Going
good.
back a few years, it said 19 years ago.
And
And then an isolator to isolate the power from an active antenna and a collinear.
right. Okay, that's good.
And then the piece de resistance, of course, the tribute
I'll
to the
come
Etos.
closer into this and just let everybody